Sikandar Raza Butt, born 24 April 1986, is a Pakistani-born Zimbabwean international cricketer who plays all formats primarily as a batter. Born in Sialkot, Raza emigrated to Zimbabwe in 2002 along with his family. He soon became one of the best batsmen in the domestic competition and caught the eye of the Zimbabwe selectors. The only problem was citizenship issues, which was granted in 2011. Raza was born in Sialkot to a Punjabi-speaking Kashmiri family. He studied at the Pakistan Air Force Public School Lower Topa for 3 years and aspired to be a Pakistan Air Force pilot, but his dreams were cut short when he failed a vision test that was mandatory for selection in the Pakistan Air Force at that time. In 2002, Raza moved with his family to Zimbabwe. He went to Scotland, where he pursued a bachelor's degree in software engineering at the Glasgow Caledonian University. It was here where Raza played semi-professional cricket, realizing his potential. After the revamping of Zimbabwe's domestic structure in 2009, Raza went on to play first-class cricket for the Mashonaland Eagles. He made his first-class debut on 12 April 2007 for Northerns against Easterns during the 2007 Logan Cup. He is a successful first-class cricketer, with a top score of 146. Raza also played List A cricket originally for Northerns but later switched to play for Mashonaland Eagles. He made his List A debut in 2007. He made his 2020 debut for the Southern Rocks in 2010 against the Desert Vipers. Raza turned out to be a T20 specialist and was the leading run scorer in the 2010 Stanbic Bank T20 Competition. In the Metbank Pro 40 Championship final in 2010, Raza scored a brilliant 44 for Southern Rocks as they cruised to the title against Midwest Rhinos. It was his first big performance that caught the selectorial eye. In January 2011, he achieved his career best List A score of 80 runs. Raza's performances earned him a place in the preliminary squad for Zimbabwe's 2011 Cricket World Cup campaign, but did not make it to the final 15-man squad. By then, he had another fine performance at the Masvingo Sports Club, where his opening stand of 161 with Chamo Chibhabha, simply by bludgeoning the Matabeleland Tuskers bowlers, led the foundation for a massive Southern Rocks victory. This made the Zimbabwean selectors select Raza for the training squad for the Australia A and South Africa A tri-series. The only matter was he did not have citizenship status, which was granted to him in September 2011. By then, he had another remarkable performance, scoring 93 of just 48 balls for Southern Rocks against Matabeleland Tuskers. Opening the innings with the legendary West Indian Brian Lara and then getting great support from Elton Chigumbura, Raza took on the Matabeleland Tuskers' bowling attack. 18. He then represented a Zimbabwe 11 side before the Bangladesh tour to Zimbabwe started. Zimbabwe 11 won the two matches. On 3 June 2018, Raza was selected to play for the Montreal Tigers in the players' draft for the inaugural edition of the Global T20 Canada tournament. In October 2018, Raza was named in Shawane Spartans squad for the first edition of the Mazasi Super League T20 tournament. Later the same month, he was named in the squad for the Chittagong Vikings team, following the draft for the 2018-19 Bangladesh Premier League. In July 2019, Raza was selected to play for the Amsterdam Knights in the inaugural edition of the Euro T20 Slam cricket tournament. However, the following month the tournament was cancelled. In July 2020, he was named in the Trinbago Knight Riders squad for the 2020 Caribbean Premier League. In December 2020, Raza was selected to play for the Southern Rocks in the 2020-21 Logan Cup. International career. Raza made his ODI debut for Zimbabwe in May 2013 against Bangladesh and scored only 3 runs batting at number 3, thus becoming the 116th player to appear for Zimbabwe in the format. He also became the first non-residential player to represent Zimbabwe at international level. Raza scored 82 of 112 balls with 6 fours and 2 sixes against India during the first of the 5-match home bilateral ODI series in 2013, which was also only his 4th ODI appearance. He made his Test debut on 3 September 2013 and scored 60 runs on his debut against Pakistan at Harare Sports Club, in which he had a 127-run partnership for the 4th wicket with Malcolm Waller that put the hosts on course for the lead. Despite scoring a half-century on his Test debut, he was dropped from the team when Zimbabwean captain Brendan Taylor returned to the team. Raza made his T20I debut on 5th November 2013 against Bangladesh. He is also the youngest person to hit a 50 in T20I. He achieved this feat when he was just above 17 years old. He scored his maiden ODI century against Afghanistan in July 2014, while opening the batting, helping Zimbabwe to register a convincing victory over Afghanistan by 8 wickets. He also set the record for the highest individual score by a Zimbabwe batsman in an ODI run chase, as well as successful ODI run chase with 141. During the run chase, he along with Hamilton Muskadza set the highest partnership for any wicket for Zimbabwe in their ODI history, as the duo added 224 runs for the opening wicket, which made the run chase look so easy. He was part of the Zimbabwean squad for the 2015 Cricket World Cup tournament. Although his World Cup performance with the bat was not up to the level of expectations, he impressed many by his bowling. Raza was named stand-in captain in the second T20I during the India tour of Zimbabwe in 2015. Before this, he captained 4 times for Mashonaland Eagles in domestic cricket in 2012. He led Zimbabwe in their first win of the tour by 10 runs. During the 2016-17 Zimbabwe Tri-Series, he jointly with Tendi Tisoro set the highest record 9th wicket partnership for Zimbabwe in ODI cricket by adding unbeaten 91 runs, which propelled Zimbabwe to a reasonable total of 218 by 8 after reeling at one stage on 127 by 8. The partnership was crucial in the end as Zimbabwe stunned West Indies by 5 runs in DL method. Raza remained unbeaten on 76 of 103 balls. In January 2020, in the second test against Sri Lanka, Raza took the second-best bowling figures in an innings for a Zimbabwe bowler in Test cricket, with 7 for 113 from 43 overs. On 6 March 2020, in the third match against Bangladesh, Raza played in his 100th ODI match. In April 2021, he was sidelined from international cricket for a brief period, and his international career was in jeopardy when he suffered an infection in his bone marrow. His condition was also speculated to be cancerous, and he would have probably amputated had he opted for chemotherapy. It was later revealed that his condition was normal, and reports of his condition to be cancerous were downplayed. In July 2021, he returned to competitive cricket and made international return during the bilateral home ODI series against Bangladesh. In July 2022, he was named in Zimbabwe's squad for the 2022 ICC Men's T20 World Cup Global Qualifier B tournament, which was held in Zimbabwe. He played a vital cog in Zimbabwe's golden run during the tournament, where Zimbabwe defeated much-fancied Netherlands in the final to secure a place for the 2022 ICC Men's T20 World Cup qualifying round. He was named the player of the match for his bowling prowess in the final, as his sharp bowling of 4/8, including a maiden over restricted Dutch to 95 all-out, helping Zimbabwe to defend a modest total of 132. He was also awarded the player of the tournament for his all-round prowess during the 2022 T20 World Cup Global Qualifier. In August 2022, during the first of the 3-match ODI series against Bangladesh at home, Raza scored an unbeaten 135 to propel Zimbabwe to their first ever ODI win over Bangladesh since 2013, and he was awarded the Player of the Match award. His innings of 135 came in a competitive run chase of 304, and it is also the highest individual score by a batsman in ODI cricket in a successful run chase while batting at number 5 and lower. He, along with teammate Innocent Kaya, became only the second pair of batsmen for Zimbabwe after Stuart Carlisle and Sean Irwin to score centuries in same ODI innings for Zimbabwe. 73. Both Raza and Kaya added crucial 192 runs, 10, which was Zimbabwe's 4th highest ever partnership for any wicket. He also became only the second Zimbabwean after Craig Irwin to score 2 centuries in successful ODI run chases.